everyone. This is the Vancouver Film School info session for Winnipeg edition. The live session is about to start in about 5 minutes. It's going to be starting by 6 p.m. Central Time. This is brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg, Canada. This is the Vancouver Film School info session, Winnipeg edition. In this info session, you'll be hearing every information about the prestigious Vancouver Film School, and if you're thinking about starting a career or in a creative industry, in filming, in animation, game design, this live session is for you. The live session, the info session is about to start in about 5 minutes, so sit back, relax. If you know someone who is a creative who will benefit from this live session, this is for them. Do well to share with them and ask them to join in. Again, guys, this is the Vancouver Film School info session, Winnipeg edition, brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg, Canada. Let me know where you're watching from. Right now, what you can see on the screen are walks from past students, past alumni of the Vancouver Film School. The info session is about to start in less than 3 minutes. In the info session, you will get to know what makes Vancouver Film School one of the best film schools in Canada and in the whole world. You'll be learning about potential scholarships, admission process to get into this prestigious film school, basically. And don't forget, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section and I'll be happy to ask your questions for you, and you can get your response live here. The Vancouver Film School info session, Winnipeg edition is brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg, Canada. It's a few minutes to 6 p.m. Central Time. The info session will be starting by 6 p.m. Central Time, which is less than 5 minutes from right now. If you're just joining, this is the Vancouver Film School information session, Winnipeg edition, brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg, Canada. This info session is a power-packed information event aimed at letting you know everything you need to know about the prestigious Vancouver Film School. Vancouver Film School offers programs in animations, game design, editing, script writing, and all of those creative stuffs. So if you're interested in stuffs like that or know someone who is interested, send these live events to them. This is the Vancouver Film School information session for Winnipeg edition, brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg Canada. Don't forget, guys, Discover Winnipeg Canada is your go-to channel for all things adventure events happening around Winnipeg, Manitoba, and like I will always say, hopefully events around the world.
Many stories begin with once upon a time. Our stories all begin a little differently, with darkness and the question, who am I? In a city defined by laws and populated with despair, where it's always night and rules are arbitrary, everyone quietly forges a new life, a new life, and new opportunities. Everyone except for me. My name is Ember Everstar, and I am the Reclaimer. Memories are scattered across the world like diamonds in the sand, and I'm the only one with the power to locate them. So when you fire the purgatory, find me. Until then, welcome to Spirit's Vale.
Thank you. Describe right now.
Guys, as you can see on the screen, it's 2 more minutes to go. That's the timer on the screen. So we are getting there. The event is about to start. Hang in there, guys. Enjoy this preview of walks from alumni of the Vancouver Film School. The timer is right there on the screen, so hang in there, guys. The info session is about to start.
If you are going to be a creative, you have to really have the sensibility of observe space. Observe mentor day. What are the looks? What's up outside looks? How the shadow is soft or strong? How things cannot be saturated in color or not? And then you compare that to a beautiful sunny afternoon, end of the afternoon, the lights coming through your windows in your apartment, and maybe no light, and put you in a mood.
1 more minute to go. Oh, 59 seconds, 58, 57. Guys, don't forget, this is the Vancouver Film School information session for Winnipeg edition, brought to you live by Discover Winnipeg, Canada. This event is all about letting you know everything about the prestigious Vancouver Film School. So information like admission process, programs available, and so on and so forth. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section and I'll be happy to ask your questions. If you know someone who will benefit from this English session, of course, you know what to do. Share this live event with them.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Sophie Deeprose. I am an outreach specialist with Vancouver Film School. Thank you so much for braving the weather. I mean, maybe it's not super brave for you guys, but in BC, this is a lot for us. I'm going to get started on talking a little bit about why it is that we're here and what it is that makes storytellers storytellers. So a little bit more about me. Oh, come on and grab a seat anywhere. So I grew up in Alberta, so actually the weather is not that crazy for me. But I grew up in a place called Fort McMurray. My parents were in the trades. It was a very, you go to work, go to school, very cut and dry kind of family life that I was born into. In terms of doing something creative, I didn't really have that outlet or that idea that going into something creative was a possibility. My parents had that understanding of the starving artist trope that a lot of people have, and so it was Fort McMurray. We didn't really have any other options. I went to a trade school for a while. I tried a couple different careers, and then when I was in my 20s, I actually found Vancouver Film School on my own, and that was when I was able to kind of start exploring my creative side. I did our Acting Essentials program for 4 months to kind of build up my skills and confidence. And then I went into the Acting for Film and Television 1-year program at Vancouver Film School, which was an incredible program. I learned a lot, I loved it a lot, and it just kind of opened up an entire different world for me in the creative industry. I also want to introduce quickly Chloe Payne. She's one of our acting instructors. She's here with me today. She's going to talk a little bit about her perspective as an acting instructor as well, and then we'll get started.
All right, hi everybody. I've had the privilege to teach in the acting program, the Acting Essentials and the acting program for the past almost 5 years.
She taught me.
I taught Sophie, which is such a pleasure. I started in theater, and I did a lot of training in movement and comedy, and so that's what I bring to the school. That's my unique skill set, is I'm teaching the students things like comedy project, where I direct them in a sitcom scene, or I teach them improv, and I'm teaching them all these skills. And for me, it's an absolute pleasure to get to meet and interact with these students who are coming from many walks of life, who all share the same passion that I do, which is telling stories. So I'm really excited to get to share about Vancouver Film School with all of you, and I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Great. So in case you're not 100% sure, we operate in what's called the creative economy. There's a couple of seats over here or in the front if you'd like as well. The creative economy encompasses everything from film, television, games, but it's also media, it's marketing, it's ads, it's your TikToks, it's YouTube, it's kind of anything creative. Has anyone ever thought about how much money the creative economy actually brings in a year? Does anyone want to throw out a guess?
30K.
About
30K a year? In terms of per person or the industry as a whole?
Per person.
Per person? That might be. I don't have individual stats, but what I do have is that the creative economy actually brings in $2.67 trillion every single year worldwide. It also accounts for about 50 million jobs. So our understanding of the starving artist trope, while yes, I'm not saying it's the easiest career out there, there is a big opportunity for students and people to get into the industry and to actually have a livable income in this industry. One big thing that stood out for me when I was researching schools is our alumni success. So Vancouver Film School has alumni that have worked on some of the biggest projects in the past 25, 30 years. Does anybody recognize some of these guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely.
We've been working on some amazing games, films, TV, everything you can think of. And although I can't go into every incredible alumni that we've had, I would like to go into a couple. Jillian Dion is an acting alumni. She's worked on projects like Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio, One Calls the Heart, and Legion. Lino DeSalvo is a 3D animator grad, and he's also worked on a couple little films like Tangled and Frozen and Playmobil the movie. There's a couple seats right here or right in the front if you'd like. And then Tyler Burton Smith is one of our incredible writing grads. He's written not only for games like Quantum Leap and Alan Wake 2, he's also written for movies such as Child's Play. Now, has anybody seen the show, The Last of Us? A couple people? Does anyone want to take a guess as to how many alumni from VFS worked on The Last of Us?
Maybe 5?
3? 5? I'm so excited. 20?
Oh,
48.
Oh, wow.
I know. And that's on, actually that's probably outdated because they've been filming season 3 as far as I
They
know.
have, and there have been more alumni.
There have been more alumni. See, that movie, it's one of those shows that if people die, you get a lot of more opportunity. You get to keep getting roles. We have, like I mentioned, 48 alumni that worked on The Last of Us and 38 alumni plus on Shogun. We've also had some of our instructors work as cast and crew on shows like this as well. In 2025, we had over 1,000 alumni credited across the Oscars, the Emmys, the Game Design Awards, and the Golden Globes. Obviously, this is 2025's number, and I really pity the guy who has to go and calculate all the ones for this year. That must take him a long time to go through that. We've also, of course, we are one of the top game design programs in Canada. We've also been nominated as a leading VFX and film school worldwide. Now, I hope by now you're wondering, hi, come on in. I hope by now you're wondering, how does VFS get you started? Well, our school was created almost 40 years ago by a couple of guys who saw the opportunity and the possibility that was coming out of the film industry. We had a movie like Rocky and some shows, the original 21 Jump Street filming in Vancouver. So we had Sylvester Stallone and a young Johnny Depp running around making movies and TV. And our founders thought to themselves, how are we going to keep this? How are we going to get Canada as booming as the States? And we wanted to really lift up our film economy. Well, in order to do that, they created a one-year production-based model, which is a big improvement, well, not necessarily improvement, but a big upscale from a lot of degree programs that take 4 years of your life and take you 4 years to get out into the industry. So they designed this program in order to get our students as educated as possible, using hands-on information and curriculums to get them into the industry as soon as possible. Under the VFS umbrella, we actually have 3 schools. So we have our first one, which is the School of Film and Television. This school includes our OG program, film production, where obviously you're making films. This program, you go through every different crew role, you're writing, you're set designing, you're doing post-production and cinematography. Our Writing for Film, Television, and Games program, you're able to learn all the basics, and then you also specialize into whichever stream that you're interested in. Acting for Film and Television, you're doing everything in terms of movement. We do voice acting, performance capture, a whole wide range of on-camera work, of course. Makeup design for film and television goes from everything in terms of neutral. Oh, there's a couple seats right up here if you guys want. Neutral, like base makeup, all the way to our prosthetics lab, where our students are able to design and create full prosthetics for fantasy, games, and television. And then our sound design media is also for students who are interested in mixing. They do ADR and Foley, all that good stuff, because you can't have a movie if you don't have sound. Next, we've got our School of Animation and Visual Effects. Our first program is our Classical Animation program. This is our OG filmmaking animation program, and classical animation is actually bumping up more in the past 5 years than it has ever really been created. Our animation concept art is a program where you're able to create a portfolio using an entire host of graphics, including animation films, graphic novels, web comics, everything like that. And our 3D animation and visual effects program goes into everything from character and modeling and lighting and rigging and all that good stuff. If I ever sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because the animation guys have a lot that I don't know what they're talking about. Then lastly, we have our School of Games and Creative Designs. Our game design program is a fully fledged cycle, so you learn everything from level art, coding, and you will graduate with a fully fledged video game that you and your friends can play, and you can eventually market if that's what you choose to do so. Our programming for games, web, and mobile is all the back-end stuff, because of course you need to have all of the programs for everything that really runs in the world these days. And then our digital design program goes into everything from motion media and UX, UI media. Yes. We also have a few preparatory programs. So our Foundation Visual Arts program is a 12-month preparatory course. This goes into our animation, our design, and our filmmaking programs. It's kind of like a giant taste tester. If you're very interested in the overall aspects of the creative economy, it's a great opportunity to kind of see what you like most. A lot of our students who go into foundations also do segue into one of our main diploma programs. Our Acting Essentials program, like I mentioned, I did. It's a 4-month acting program where if you've never acted in your life and it's just something you'd like to do or start or try, you're absolutely more than welcome to join our Essentials program. It's a great way for actors to build up skills that they might not necessarily have utilized before. And then we also have our English for Creative Arts. This is a great program if you're working on your English as well and you want to improve your knowledge of the creative economy as you do so. Then we've got our short track classes. These are incredible for if you're still in school, if you want to try something new, or if you just want to do something fun. Our short tracks are usually 8-week online courses, and they give students the opportunity to either learn a new software, work on something for their portfolio, or just kind of get the basics of learning the art that they're interested in, and then they can kind of go from there. We also have an incredible pathway program with a lot of different schools in Canada as well as the UK, where they honor our 12-month diploma and then account it towards a 4-year degree. So you're able to get your degree usually in less time. At VFS, we do believe that a modern curriculum is always evolving. So one thing that we really put our money where our mouth is that all of our staff are actively working in this profession. So if something is changing in the industry, if things are adapting and molding, as they always do, it's ever evolving, our staff are able to kind of bring that back with them and say, okay, well, this isn't really relevant anymore, so we don't need this. Or this is what's coming up in the industry, and our kids should know this, so that when they're out into the industry, they have all the tools that they need from the day that they graduate. As we all know, COVID happened a couple of years ago. That was fun. But because of COVID, a lot of auditioning for acting moved to self-tapes. It was online. And although the anticipation was that we would kind of go back into fully in-room auditions, a lot of auditions have stayed self-taping. It's easier, it's technically cheaper for casting directors, all of that stuff, but that's a different version of yourself that you have to bring to self-taping than you would for in-person auditions. So we've started adapting that into our curriculum to make sure our students know how to adapt. We also have a lot of programs that collaborate. So our film production teams will crew and direct our final films for acting. The actors act in them. Our writers will write the stories. Same with our game design programs. There's a lot of intercollaborations where you're able to meet students not only from your class, but from all different sections of the industry. And it gives everybody a really great opportunity to network. You're able to kind of build up your interweb of friends in the industry, and then when you graduate, it's really handy to have someone that says, hey, I'm working on this short film for a festival and I really need an actor, or I'd really love to, do this animation project and I need someone to do this sound design with me, stuff like that. A big part of what we bring forward to the industry and to our students is the VFS advantage. So like I had mentioned, our faculty are all actively working in the industry, and they're bringing in that firsthand knowledge. They also have over 7,500 IMBD credits, so they are actively working on projects very often. Some of our heads of programs, we have Kat Montague, who is the head of our writing program. She's also the head of our film program, and Omari Newton is the head of our acting program, and Colin Giles is the head of animation and visual effects, classical animation, and animation concept art, because he just isn't busy enough. And of course, another big advantage are the state-of-the-art facilities that we have. And I could just tell you about them, but I figured I'll just show you a little video. Another big thing that we bring to the table is our commitment to bringing in the industry into our curriculum. So we do that, of course, with our software partnerships. We also integrate the industry in a lot of different ways in our partnerships. So we are partnered with a studio called Beyond Capture Studios. They are the largest performance capture studio in Canada, and we're lucky enough to have a software and it's called a volume, in our campus that our students have access to, which no other student body actually has access to in the world. I'm going to play a little video from the president of Beyond Capture to explain a little bit more about our partnership.
If you asked me when I was 13 years old what I'd be doing today, I don't think I'd ever see myself doing what I'm doing. My name is Graham Qualley, and I'm the president of Beyond Capture, an industry-leading performance capture studio. I never imagined that I could ever work in video games or entertainment. A few years back, I was working at Ubisoft Performance Capture, and loved the studio, loved everybody there, just wanted to branch out and do something with it. I love video games and movies, I'm an avid gamer, and I go and see a movie probably once every 2 weeks. And my dream was to build a performance capture studio to help support video games and movies and TV shows around the world. I wanted to open a studio in Vancouver because I've worked in cities all around Canada, and nothing compares to Vancouver. I met with a lot of schools, a lot of industries, they all could offer small parts, but no one could offer everything together that I needed to make a performance capture studio that would be worldwide recognized. VFS was the only school that understood that it was an interdependent relationship, that my company had to be commercially viable as well as theirs at the same time. And I could help them build a curriculum that's the best in the industry. What I find most remarkable about the students is that they're industry ready before they graduate. The programs are so tight and so short, like 1-year programs, that they're ready to go before they're even graduated. I think what's most impressive about the students is their passion and their drive for the craft. They really love what they do. VFS helps nurture that, and that really shows in the students. Honestly, I love teaching. You teach yourself when you teach others. Students ask questions that no clients ever would. Clients don't want to risk when they're doing huge shoots, but students will take all these crazy risks, and then in turn, I can show that to a client and say, hey, don't worry about risking. We had a student come and shoot this the other day. It works fantastic. But the VFS alumni success record speaks for itself. I love working with these students now because I know they're going to graduate and go out and shape the industry. And once those students are in the industry, they can create the best products in the world. It started with a coffee for me and ended up being the best business decision I've ever made. We chose Beyond Capture as a name because in every facet of our offerings, we go beyond for our clients. It was important to me that the experience of working with us was better than anywhere on the planet. And that's how we came to Beyond Capture. My advice to anybody who's looking to build their company in this industry is to give Vancouver Film School a call. If I could do it all over again, I would do it the exact same and work with Vancouver Film School every time.
We also bring in a lot of industry professionals into our school. So depending on the program, we like to do industry showcases a few times a year. This allows our students options to showcase their work, what they've been working on. It's a great networking opportunity to meet employers and future animators and creatives in the industry. A lot of our students have walked out of these industry workshops, showcases with job offers once they graduate. It's a great opportunity to kind of meet the industry. We also bring in industry guests for some incredible workshops and talks. We've had director Michael Spiller join us. Gil Bellows does workshops with our acting program and film as well. We've talked to the cast of Yellow Jackets. We've had guests from White Lotus. Lots of cool stuff. Is there a guest that anybody would really love to see? I've been petitioning for us to get Pedro Pascal for like months. And somehow he doesn't want to come visit yet.
He's in town.
He's in town.
Come on.
Exactly. He shaved his mustache and now he seems like he's better than ever. And I would say one of the biggest advantages for me, at least when being in Vancouver, is we are the central creative hub of the West Coast. I mean, we call ourselves Hollywood North. A lot of US projects come down in film. It's a great opportunity. We're surrounded by talent agencies, animation studios, film production studios. We're kind of just in the center of all the chaos, and that's the best place to be. You want to be at the eye of the storm so you can take it all in. I'd also like to show you guys a little bit about the projects that we were working on last year.
Directing for Comedy workshop at VFS back in July. It was one of the most rewarding professional experiences I've ever had. I found everyone so enthusiastic that the quality of the students, the alumni, the staff, the faculty, just first rate. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Thrilled I am to be working with the Vancouver Film School. The prestigious school is providing us with an amazing set of resources. Something I like to do on a lot of projects is work with the next generation of talent, and really looking forward to seeing the results.
every great story begins with why. Now, I hope you've been thinking while you've been watching the presentation, why am I here? What is it that I want to bring? Well, I think that you're here because you have a story to tell. And helping you tell your story is what VFS does best. Now, me and Chloe are going to do our very best to help answer any and all questions that you guys can throw at us, but if there is a couple that we can't answer, our admissions team has every answer and beyond, and you can easily reach them here. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have some questions? Anybody want to get us started?
Yes, hi. Do you have any programs
I'm so sorry.
with co-op?
We don't have any co-op programs, no. That's like an internship, I believe, right? No, we don't have any co-op programs or internships that we can guarantee. A lot of our recommendations, we can write letters and make introductions and do our best, but of course, after graduation, it is up to our students. Yeah. Any other questions? If you are too scared to ask in a group, we will hang out a little bit afterwards, but sometimes just throwing it out there, everybody wants to know.
Okay, so you mentioned that some of the programs are, I believe it's a diploma, right?
Yes.
And they are 12 months. So I'm just wondering, for like an international student, someone who would be coming from outside Canada, does the program like qualify for something that does it qualify for a degree that will allow them to apply for like an international student visa or something?
Student visa? Yeah, great question. So I'll just repeat that. In terms of our diploma, does it qualify any international students for a post-grad work permit? As far as just our program, no, it does not.
Okay.
We do have a couple partnerships in terms of our degree pathway programs that you might be able to qualify for a post-grad work permit, but with all the changing rules, I can't guarantee that, and I don't want to say yes.
Yeah.
So I would look into it very heavily beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Yes.
How much would rent be out there? Living in the dorms, for example.
How much is rent?
Very
$1,000.
Rent in
You
Vancouver.
have 2 kidneys, so that's always a great call. We don't have any housing on VFS campus. We are, however, partnered with GEC Living, which is a student housing organization. They have a couple buildings out there where they're able to either get an individual unit or 1 or 2 roommates. Depending on how many roommates in situations like that, I would say it's $1,500 to $2,000.
Oops.
Rough.
Oops.
Per month, yeah. And of course, a lot of our students, we do have, lots of our students, live a little further out. Some of people have houses they're able to find with like 3 or 4 or 5 roommates. We do have roommate boards and housing guides that can kind of connect you with other students in order to save costs. And some people are lucky and find like those magical basement suites for $1,200, but it's always better to overestimate. Yeah.
In Vancouver.
Here. Hi.
That 12 to 1,500 roughly a month, is that on a shared basis or individually?
Right, so I would say conservatively 15 to 2,000 is probably a safer estimate in terms of monthly rent. There are options, yeah, I think on the lower end would be more shared roommate situations.
And are they fairly close by the school itself?
Well, we're right downtown in Gastown. There are some micro suites and situations like that. I was able to live pretty near campus for about $1,800 a month. It was the size of a shoebox, but it was a really cute shoebox. And sometimes you have to decide. I didn't want to get up that early. Some people had like some really nice places further out if they were willing to, train in every morning. And I barely got to school on time, living down the block. So. You pick and choose.
Choose a struggle.
Would we have to fly out on our own, like buying the plane ticket, or would
Yes, yeah. So moving costs and everything incurred. We do always advise our students to put a heavy concentration into financial planning. We have a great finance department that's able to help you navigate student loans and such, but it's always a good call to save up as much as you can and kind of prepare. Yeah.
Wait.
I think I saw your. Let's go here. Sorry. Hi.
Do you guys have scholarships? I saw online that you guys do have some
Oh yeah,
scholarships.
that's an important
great
question.
Yes, so we do have scholarships. So all of our diplomas have rotating start dates. So either every 2 or 4 months we have an intake, which means you could start in January, March, April, sort of stuff like that. Our scholarships, therefore, are also on a similar rolling basis. They kind of pop up at will, and I would love to say that we know when they're popping up, but we don't. We do recommend for our students to start applying and looking into the school about a year to 18 months in advance. That way you're able to get into the intake you'd like to. As well, you have a chance of kind of getting one of those scholarships that might pop up, because they're usually program specific.
Yeah.
There's one here.
What is the application process per se? So say if you wanted to do acting, do you have to audition ahead of time? If you want to write, do you have to kind of create a presentation or send a script? Like what are the steps?
Great question. So all of our programs are very portfolio based. So exactly, you're correct. Our acting program, you submit an audition. We're here doing live auditions tomorrow, so sometimes there's people who are able to do that. Otherwise, you would send in a self-tape, and our admissions team is able to help you guide all the guidelines for that. We then also, if you want to be in film, you can either submit a previous work that you've done if you've been making movies, or you can pitch a film that you're actively wanting to. Our animation programs are 12 pieces of your artwork, kind of like that. In our program guides, under each program, you're able to see the portfolio requirements. As well, our admissions team is always happy to do a portfolio review for you. So maybe you feel like you have some stuff and you want to get a second opinion before you fully submit your application, just to know if they say, okay, well, these are great, but what if we added in, a different mixed media version of this? Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Does that mean enrollment is capped, or do you only have 20 or 40 for that max?
Yeah, so we do have reasonably small cohorts. Yes, which is exactly very beneficial. Yeah, the maximum cohort that we have in acting, the very tip top would be 15 students in one class, and we aim to keep it between like 10 and 13. Yeah. Some programs have 2 cohorts going at the same time, so it's a class of 25 split down the middle. Our film production classes are a little bit bigger with about 30-ish students per cohort, and that way because you need a lot of people to man a crew. But yes, that's why we have rolling intakes, so you might not be able to get into April's, but you could probably get into September's, kind of thing like that.
Yeah. What's the portfolio do you need for game design?
Game design, I believe, is also either submitting a game that you might have already created on your off hours or pitching a game that you're really passionate about. A big part of our application process is we want to see the creatives that are coming out. It's not so much, that you need to have the best grades in the world or that you have to be, the tip-top best student. We really want the passion side of you. Yeah.
What's the student population?
Student population, great question. I think we sit between 700 and 900 students across all of our programs. Ish. Yeah. Including our preparatory courses and everything like that. And like I said, every 2 months we have a new grad class going out.
Let's say a person's portfolio doesn't satisfy the program's needs, then what happens?
Okay, this is a great question. What if your portfolio doesn't satisfy our requirements? Well, I mean, for the most part,
No admission.
if you're trying, I would just say usually our advisors would recommend you to either take like an online course, you could do one of our short tracks, you could take a secondary course on your own. Sometimes it's just as simple as, taking an acting class as well, or going to do a different performance. Just kind of building up the skills on your own that you can, and then you can always come back and resubmit your application. Yeah.
Political way of saying that.
Yes.
So what would the daily schedule is
Daily schedule. Okay, great. So depending on the program, it's a little bit different, but all of our programs are cut into 2-month terms. On average, the courses usually are like 9 a.m. to 12 and then 1 p.m. to 4. There's also some evening classes, depending on the day, that might be a 5 to 8 p.m. We don't do them too often, but occasionally you'll have a 3-block day. And then depending on, like in the beginning of the term, schedules are more cohesive and set. During the ends of the terms is usually when our projects are coming out, either rehearsal schedules or shooting schedules that might go over weekends or might just be fluctuating like that. Yeah. Ooh, at the same time. We'll go here. Hi.
So are there no evening full-time programs or anything? So if one was to find like a full-time job or something.
Yeah. We don't, as of right now, have any like full-time evening programs. All of our programs are full-time in person. Yeah.
And
During the day, yes, absolutely, yeah.
It's 4 years, I'm sorry, 4 years.
So you have to
Sorry?
have a lot of money.
How many years is?
Just
You
one,
can
just
do
12
one.
months, yeah. Yeah.
Just 12 months?
Oh, okay.
12, oh,
Yeah, 12 straight
12 months in Vancouver. Don't forget
Yeah.
that part. That's money.
I don't know if I missed, like, do you guys offer like co-ops?
No, we don't have any co-ops.
Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody? Yes.
So let's say we're applying for September.
Mhm.
When would we know whether we're accepted or not?
So, our application process takes 3 to 4 weeks, I believe, to get an answer usually. But you're able to, once you start the application process, you do hear back reasonably quick, even if your start date is further out. Like I said, if you want to be looking at when I applied, I was going into a September start date, and I applied a year in advance. They let me know probably by October that I was able to start at that date. Yeah. Any other questions?
Do you think it is possible when what you are studying, because of work, you can have a full-time job?
So, the question is, do you think you can have a full-time job while working? So, full-time is really not possible, I wouldn't say. In terms of having a part-time job, we do have lots of students that have part-time jobs. It's handier to have a job that's kind of open to your flexibility, service industry, retail, stuff like that, that you can kind of adjust as needed. It's not the easiest thing, having a part-time job while you're in this program. We do kind of give the advice of like, if you can save up and prepare that way as well, it's a better, well, it's a safer option, just to make sure. They're very intense programs. Like, they're really good intense, but they're an intense kind of program. Yeah. Yes.
What would you say the ratio from paperwork, homework to actual stuff?
Ooh. Yeah, it would depend on the program. So, in terms of the ratio of paperwork class, I mean, certainly under 40% paperwork. A lot of our programs are very experience-based. I'm assuming that the animation programs and stuff like that, if you want to classify that paperwork, would be more like that. But
the more like creative or writing types. What would you?
Well, I mean, the writing, I hate to say it, would be all paperwork for the most part. I mean, it's a lot of paper. You should see their printer. It's the size of like a tank.
Yeah. So, after class, just an average, what would you say the after class homework hours would be? Average.
I think a big part of like the after hours, like a lot of it is what you put into it, if that makes sense.
You
Like
know
there is, of course,
if I can jump in.
Yeah, please.
So for example, in the acting program, like when they start off in the first term, it's more minimal,
Mhm.
and it's just, whatever you're doing 9 till 4.
Yeah.
But then as you get into term 3, 4, 5, you're learning maybe 5 different sets of lines
Okay.
for 5 different scenes,
Okay.
and you're doing that on your own time. That's not during class time.
Yeah.
So right, so that you end up, I mean, you're
10, 20-ish hours.
Yeah.
Like it depends. And again, there's some people who are naturally gifted in terms of you could learn a line by looking at a page for 5 minutes, and then there's me who had to do hours, days.
And I think that's the case as well for the other programs is because it's so condensed to just 12 months. You're putting all that work into that 12 months. So you're going to have that time during the day that you're in class, and all that extra work that you got to do evenings and weekends.
Part-time job, full-time job, definitely not.
Full-time
Part-time
job,
no.
Part-time job, I've seen it multiple times with students. Students being like, I have to leave 10 minutes early, I have to go to my restaurant job. And I'm like, of course. But never a full-time
Never
job.
a full-time job.
I gotta start an OnlyFans.
Well, I can't recommend that, but I do support selling a kidney. Maybe. Yes.
How many more people wanted to, because you said that some of the programs are integrated at one point or another, like if you wanted to do, say, two different areas of the school, say like acting and then part of production, would that be part, but as you apply, you express that interest, or is it like you just sign up for classes? How does that work?
Yeah, so none of our programs can be taken consecutively because they are so structured. Concurrently, yep, you're right. I'm not an English major, guys. I just went to acting school. That's all I can do. I don't think you have to necessarily state that. You can absolutely to admissions if you are looking to take 2 programs as well. I mean, for me, when I went in, I was just planning on doing the Acting Essentials program. I had no idea that I was going to do the 12-month program, and then we usually have like a midterm evaluation to kind of see where you're at, and if you want to get invited to the 1 year, that offer is made, and then that was when I decided I was going to go into the 1 year. So you can always change your mind or decide later.
And I've had multiple students that either started in film production, did that program, and then came to the acting department and did the acting program, or vice versa.
That's true.
So that, and then you're doing 2 years and you're getting a very fulsome education.
But
Yeah.
not simultaneously.
Not simultaneously, because again, the workload's so heavy, right? How could you possibly do both?
And the classes, like I mentioned, 9 to 12, 1 to 4, both campuses, both programs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last questions? Yes.
How much is the tuition?
So the tuition varies drastically by all the programs, and sometimes it changes in terms of taxes. I wish I could memorize all those numbers. I mean, I probably could, but I won't. The website is going to have all the accurate information. You can go select the program, and then it'll also have you put in your province, and it'll calculate all the taxes and everything for you there. Yes, that's your best option. Sound good, guys? All right, if you do have any questions that you'd like to talk to us after, you absolutely can. If not, thank you so much for coming. If you came in a little bit late, I'm just gonna ask you to quickly come up and I'll just scan your QR code to sign you guys in. Other than that, yeah, please, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Oh, no, no worries.
Sorry, it's treacherous out there.
No, of course, I know.
Yeah, I was sitting down there. I thought it was right up here.
Yeah, and I think they put it on the calendar of when they kind of show, but
Yeah, the foundation. Yes.
Could you possibly take that in your portfolio doesn't have
Right, if you have less experience. That is part of that program, right? If you don't have much in your portfolio, I believe, you want to double check. Much less experience.